Welcome to today's edition of 10 TV Plus. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud alongside Jay Plyburn. And Jay,
happy Monday.
Hopefully, I know a lot of people probably didn't sleep much last night because we stayed up late for the Super Bowl. I did, at least.
Oh, was there a football game last night?
There was a football game indeed. But man, here at home this week, we have a lot of weather to talk about, especially heading into tomorrow.
Certainly a cold start to the work week, that's for sure. 20s and 30s out there this morning.
And this morning was the coldest start to the day that we'll have. I do think things get a little bit warmer heading into tomorrow. So that is a plus, but we will be tracking a very active pattern. So let's hop right into the weather story. We've got a few different opportunities for at least a little bit of snowfall here. Let's start you off heading into tomorrow. And really, there will be the threat of some snow showers all day long. And I think predominantly the common denominator is areas along and south of I-70 will be subject to those snow showers. Be prepared, especially if you have to travel down to the south. If you're heading down towards Pike County, Pickaway County, I think those areas could be looking at maybe an inch of snow heading into tomorrow. So let's walk you through what's happening. And again, coming out of the Gulf states, I mean, this is a classic. So take a look at this right here. We got all this moisture streaming in from the north. Meanwhile, you can't really pick it out all that well, but there is a dissipating cold front coming in from the north. And these two kind of work in, you can see it right there. They work in tandem with one another. That storm from the north is going to give a lot of its energy to this storm from the south. And then take a look at this right here, the blue on the map. That's your snow. That pink on the map is going to be that freezing line here. And notice this right here. Areas in northern Kentucky that don't typically see a lot of snowfall will get some good snow heading into tomorrow. So that storm is going to graze past the area. Wait till you see this though. Directly behind that, we have another one. There it is right there. I mean, this is like planes on a taxiway getting ready to take off. It's just one after another after another. Here's Wednesday. This is going to be Wednesday night. Notice that we see more rain. So this is more wet than white. Here's all your cold air. It's backed up to the north. What will happen is that as that low moves off to the east, finally we yank in some of that cold air. But it's too little, too late. I don't think that we get a whole lot of snow out of that Wednesday storm. So let's talk about tomorrow, then we'll talk about Wednesday. So one thing at a time here. 10 o'clock in the morning, here we go. There's that cutoff, and man, it's so tight. We're going to miss that accumulating snow by a whisker. All right, from Circleville down to Chillicothe, down to Piketown, we get some snowfall here. And if the track of that low goes a little bit further to the north, we might have to increase these totals. But right now, the model runs are pretty consistent. And like we say, the trend is your friend. And right now, the trend is that most of the accumulating snow will be further down to the south. Anywho, as we head towards Wednesday night, we get some light snow showers that start kind of creeping into the metro area. A light accumulation possible at this point. And then that moves on out of here. And then we have our next system that comes in for Wednesday, which we'll talk more about in a bit. Check this out, though. All right. The light shaded color on the map, that's a quick dusting of snowfall. Then as you head down towards the south, down towards Oak Hill, once you get down towards Vinton counties, Pickaway County, even, basically all areas in that dark blue is where we're going to have enough snowfall to kind of coat the ground, just a quick 1 to 2 inches. If that track, though, goes a little bit further to the north, hey, we might have to make a judgment call and increase the totals. But right now, we're sticking to our guns. Then as we head towards Wednesday, here comes that other system. And look at this right here, though. Initially, Wednesday at 4 o'clock, as folks are heading home from work, after school activities, now we're getting some pink showing up on the map. So we got rain and snow. There could even be a little bit of freezing rain here, depending on exactly how the temperature profile works out. But quickly, we see that warm air pushing in from the south. So we're not looking at a widespread freezing rain event heading into Wednesday night. More so rain than really anything. And then heading into 11 p.m., we get some holes in the clouds, and that will cut down on some of the rainfall totals just a bit. Here are my thoughts right now. A messy mix heading into Wednesday. The green on the map, of course, that's all rain. And then we're looking at a mix, then going to all rain here for areas in that light pink. Then as you get up to the purple, we're looking at freezing rain. All right, so if you know folks that live up here, just get ready as we could be looking at some possible icing heading into Wednesday. So that's important to know as well. Now, as we look at the temperature outlook going through February 17th to the 23rd, generally speaking, the consensus is below normal, but the New England, that is the bullseye. well below normal for folks who live up there. So it's about to get really cold. Now, as we look at precipitation, again, normal rainfall across the Ohio Valley down to the Tennessee Valley. We are looking at above average rainfall. Let's get a look here at averages, though. This time of year, February the 10th, we're about 40 degrees. That's the average. And as you look at this right here, Wednesday and Thursday, we kind of poke our head up above average. Generally speaking, plus or minus a few degrees, we will be right where we should be for this time of the year. Generally speaking, though, as we head out towards next week, there are some signals that we could get another blast of some cold air. Not as bad as what we saw back in January, so I don't want to alarm anybody, but it could get pretty doggone cold as we head towards February 16th and February 17th, maybe even going into the 18th. Below average temperatures expected for that part of the month. So far, our snow drought continues. If you are a snow lover, this just ain't our month. I mean, January, we had great snow. This month, We've had a trace so far for the month of February. Average snowfall, about 2.7 inches. So we're not really that far behind. There's still time to catch up. By the way, in the city of Columbus, we averaged just under 30 inches of snowfall for the season. That would be from April all the way to May. January is our snowiest month of the year. You want to know what our second snowiest month is? It's actually February. We get about 7.6 inches, and we even average about 4.1 inches of snow in the month of March as well. So getting a look right now at that 7-day forecast today. A beautiful day, an A++, but heading into tomorrow, we are getting ready for some of that snowfall, especially heading into the afternoon hours. 9:25 in the morning, we're looking at some light snowfall. Then we catch a break, and then we could be looking at potentially a little bit more heading into Tuesday night as we see that snow line pushing further up to the north. Then as we head into Saturday, get ready for another possible event, and we get stuck in that same conundrum. Again, where is that freezing line going to set up? I think the daytime hours on Saturday evening, it's too warm. I mean, take a look at this right here, 44 degrees. Are you getting snow? Heck no, you're going to be getting rain. But see that little squiggly line? It snakes across Indiana and northern Ohio. That is your rain snow line. How far south does that freezing line go? You know, I do think that there will be enough cold air left over that when that freezing line makes it to central Ohio by Sunday morning, we might get a quick dusting of snowfall heading into next weekend, just enough to make for some slick roads out there. So want to pay attention to that. And then heading into Sunday, we'll be looking at a few flurries. Temperatures, though, will be much colder heading into the start of next week.
That squiggly line making a world of difference.
It's all going to depend on exactly where it sets up.
Regardless, it looks like storms to the north and south of us this week.
Right, yeah, we're dodging bullets. I mean, the storm track is south, it's further north, but we kind of miss it.
Yeah, so, for this week.
Right, exactly. All right, time now to get a look at weather trivia for today.
Yes.
And today's trivia question is, what is the snowiest city in the USA? This is only for the lower 48, so we're excluding Hawaii and Alaska. Syracuse, New York, Buffalo, New York, Geneva, Ohio, or Burlington, Vermont?
I'm going to go with Buffalo, New York. I've heard so many reports of them having feet of snow.
So actually, it's Syracuse. Buffalo, I mean, Buffalo does get a lot of snowfall here, but they have a lot of hit and miss years. They get years where they get a ton, and then they'll go 5-6 years with, you know, missing out on the majority of the lake.
Syracuse pretty consistent, though?
Syracuse is very consistent, yeah. And so Syracuse actually averages 128.7 inches of snowfall
my gosh.
On an annual basis. All right, so let's take a look at how this exactly works out in the state of Ohio. By the way, do you want to know one of the snowiest places in Ohio? Hamden Township, 149.2 inches here on an annual basis. So, you know, if we think about the cold months, October through May. North Kingsville, 133. And then heading down the list, Geneva, about 99 inches. I did put Geneva on the list, but close but no cigar. Let's get a look here at the map. And I don't know about you, I'm a big-time visual guy, so I have to see it. Seeing it is believing it. So as you head southwest of Columbus, you get lower amounts. Down towards Dayton and Cincinnati, they don't get as much. But as you head up to the north, obviously the amounts go up because you got lake effect snow. So Ashtabula County, this whole piece of the state, northeast Ohio, they average over 100 inches on an annual basis. Generally speaking, though, the amount of snowfall has been going down because temperatures have been going up. I mean, look here at the city of Columbus. Our average wintertime temperature has warmed by 5 degrees since 1970. And that's not a climate change opinion. That's just fact. I mean, the temperature has gone up 5.6 degrees, and that means that we have less snow. Instead of having snowstorms, a lot of times it ends up becoming a rainstorm. All 4 seasons have warmed up. The season that has warmed up the most, though, has actually been winter at about 5 degrees. Second in line would be summer. We've actually seen quite a bit of summer warming, and then also spring and fall are in the list as well. So as we look at this, obviously, if the temperatures in the winter are warmer, a lot of these close call situations where we would be talking about snow, you're talking a mixed bag of rain, sleet, and freezing rain, or all rain. And that's the case of what we're looking at here later this week on Wednesday.
Cool, colorful graphic.
There you go. You like that?
That's a new one for me.
We have partners at Climate Central, and we have a whole bunch of climatologists that give us a lot of this data. It's great. It's their full-time job to look into this for us. So
still over a month from the official start of springtime, right?
Yep.
Meteorological spring starts March 1st?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job with that.
Yeah, brushing up.
March 21st, climatological spring, or astronomical spring, I should say.
The real spring.
Well, that does it for us here on 10 TV Plus. Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz is back here for 10 TV News starting right at 6. We'll see you then.
See ya.